to remind you we're keeping in touch with everything else that's happening tonight. Lee against Huddersfield is the most pertinent, with they and Leeds boxing for the third and fourth position. They've both got home semis next week, home playoff matches, I should say, next week. But which one goes where and who against remains to be seen. Salford against Wakefield, and last night, after a very sad season for Salford, and who knows where they go, but it'll be celebration for Wakefield, because they thought they were coming into the night looking to absolutely make sure of that top six place, but that was done for them with Hull's defeat last night. And Saints Cass is the other game. We're underway, and it'll be first touch of the ball for Leeds tonight, coming out of the smoke as they try to bring it forward. Fairly much changed back line for them, but as been suggested both with the pre-match stuff and with John here alongside as well, that pack looks pretty good, doesn't it? This should be a test for both sides tonight, a test of form. Yeah, absolutely it will. And John Wilkin was mentioning the events that they'd been to this season, the shows that Lee, that Wakefield, that Hull KR have put on. I think we can add the Wigan Warriors to that list, judging by the amount of smoke that's still to clear in and around this bowl. They saw about John Wilkin. What about Brian Carney? Every time he gets excited, fireworks go off around the ground, don't they? So, well done him. Leeds moving 12 away from that halfway line. O'Connor in at dummy half. Back it goes to Croft, who gets that kick away. Miskey is invited forward as a result of that. And all neatly and safely done, and Wigan will find themselves midway inside their own half. Yeah, pop gun kick from Brodie Croft is under a fair bit of pressure from the Warriors. Look at the position they're enjoying already. Liam Marshall with an industrious first carry. Well, they are two sides who do seem to bring the best out of each other, don't they, down the years. Not just recent history, but if we are considering recent history, Leeds 12, Wigan 10 back in March. Here's a good game to tell you how good this game could be here tonight, as Walters finds himself inside that Leeds half. O'Neill's across at dummy half. They're just pawing the ground. Ellis on for French, who kicks for the corner. It's going to be a chase for Hankinson. It's just a little bit of an awkward bounce, but he's dealt with it okay in the end and runs it clear. Yeah, he's done well, because it did not sit up for him whatsoever. Chris Hankin not played an awful lot of rugby at the back. He's a utility. He can play multiple positions. This is a new challenge for him. Just about. Well, he's maybe got away with one there. He doesn't want to see that again, does he? Chris Hankins, a former Wigan player, of course. 4 years at this club. Well, Wigan and Leeds are the very best at turning opening scores into winners. Leeds, when they've scored first this season, have each of those 14 occasions gone on to win the game. Wigan not far behind with their 13 out of 14. Good carry from Mikołaj Oledzki there, just to end the set for the Rhinos. Jack Sinfield with a kick. But smoke is still hanging fairly heavily around here, isn't it? It is unseasonal, the weather at the moment. It is very warm, and there's not much wind around either. Oh, there's a fair coming together there. Looked fair, did that from Harry Newman, but he didn't miss Jay Field. A little bit of a stumble before Marshall can get up. Here comes Miskey. Well, as promised, keeping up to date with what's happening elsewhere, and Lee have started well against Huddersfield. Remember, a win for them cements third place no matter what happens here. And AJ Towers has not had much of a show this year, playing on the wing, getting over to score, the ex-York youngster. Meantime, on here, 4-0 Leeds at Lee lead that. Here we have a captain's challenge. Knock-on is being challenged by Wigan.
OK, we have a captain's challenge. Wigan are challenging the on-field decision of a knock-on. So we can play this at full speed, please, first. Just play it at full speed. So full speed, please. Yeah, you can see that. So it's the initial contact. Let's break it down now, please. Yeah, nice and slow. So you can see it bumps Sinfield off. There's no intent to steal there, in my opinion. The ball comes out on the impact of the tackle. I've made my decision.
Well, it's an early point to burn your challenge, isn't it? And that's what Wigan have done. They're not going to get that, and unsuccessful. Decision on the field remains. Yeah, correct call. Correct call. Yeah, Matt Peake's not happy.
Abasmiski's convinced his captain somewhere on the line here that there was a rip. Yeah, not enough for me. I think correct call by the video referee. And you're right, 3 minutes into the contest, the Wigan Warriors, and they throw their captain's challenge in the bin. More immediate problems for the Wigan coach is the Cherry and Whites will have to defend a set of 6 here.
So this relatively weakened, though it is still a very strong Leeds back line, looking to make their mark early on here. Harry Newman with that initial surge. O'Connor switching it back towards the middle, and Palacia will pile it in. Trying to work to get the arms free, but couldn't quite do so. O'Connor again. Sinfield, and Croft is closed down by French.
Good read.
Number 6 hitting the other.
Yeah, great read by French. He hit himself to Croft, moved late.
There's a step, but no further progress made. Another set of 6 though here for Leeds. Restarting the tackle count. And a platform being set. So 5 to go from here, 10 away, centre of the field. What better position could you ask for as Aledzki tries to force himself over? O'Connor's having a look, shuffling it back again. Jenkins with the latest search. O'Connor. It's Sinfield to Croft. Now it's with Newman, trying to put that step on. But with a couple of plays to go, Leeds find themselves still thwarted and frustrated. This is Palacia again. But again, it's a kind of a chase them down attitude from Wigan's defenders. Last play, Croft, Hankinson, and putting a kick in that just finds itself safely into the hands of Leon Marshall.
Yeah, a bit of an anti-climax at the end of that set. Spent plenty of time. They do get an opportunity now to restrict meters. Listening to Brad Arthur before the game, talking to Jenna, he said he was really happy with the consistency and effort and physicality. Well, you're seeing that right here.
Well, let's find out what's happening. Salford-Wakefield, I think, is where we're going next. And Eason Masters with a try for Salford. Could be their last Super League game tonight. Who knows what their future is? Well, there'll be some emotion around that stadium. And Salford taking an early lead.
Look at the defensive set for the Rhinos. Pegged the Wigan Warriors back inside their own 30. Clearing kick from Harry Smith. Taken on the full by...
Interesting night for Riley Lum, isn't it? Because, I mean, he was heading the Leeds score charts midway through the season, and then seems to have fallen out of favour, so he gets a chance to re-establish himself, maybe. Simpson, only his 3rd game back after that 3-year absence, of course. Max Simpson had a couple of injury scares since he's been back as well. Palacia, Croft again. Here comes McDonnell, another former Wigan player. O'Connor, big charge from Aledzki.
Well, it's aggressive, isn't it? It's been a really confrontational start from the Rhinos.
Well, I think O'Connor wanted to go right, but the way was blocked, so left he goes, and Sinfield is the man who's tasked with sticking it high up there, and Field comes, and really unchallenged, manages to catch that ball. Marshall. St Helens leading as well. Those early cluster of scores, scoreless here, but we've seen points in the other 3 matches tonight. And as it stands, it is as it stood, with Lee in 3rd and Leeds in 4th. Wigan making progress here. Ellis. Oh, that's a big hit, super hit. Croft came flying in with a shoulder. And boy, did he not miss.
It's a brilliant read from Brodie Croft. And that's why you do your homework. Wigan fell into shape. Brodie Croft anticipated, and now he's off.
Bit of space, almost got on the inside of Walters.
Take a look at this for a shot. Lines him up, sits him down.
Here's Harry Newman. In the build-up, talking to Jen, and Matty Pete was saying about he was looking for his side to make a good start. Anything but so far. It's Leeds have dominated, but McDonnell can't keep hold. Smith picks it up. They're immediately looking for a potential attack here as the ball goes to French, but Leeds stop that.
Brodie Croft, I think maybe just overcooked the pass a little bit. McDonald never really took possession, did he? He was bobbling and juggling with the ball until he made contact. Take another look. Yeah, pass, go with catching an angle, sometimes catches players out, particularly when they're looking at what's coming.
Offside against Leeds. Not square of the marker, so penalty goes Wigan's way. Well, 3 markers, never mind not square, there's too many.
Got 3 markers that can tackle him.
Yeah, it's a shame for Brad Arthur, because I think the first 3 or 4 sets, particularly in possession, have been hard-nosed, unforgiving, confrontational. I would imagine exactly what he's been impressing upon his players he needs.
Yep, nothing to be gained in terms of table to be climbed necessarily from Leeds tonight, but my goodness, they can hit those playoffs with some confidence if they do a job here tonight. Thompson on the charge. O'Neill collects behind. This is Ellis and French, and inside for Farrell. Rested last week, hoping to be back with a bang tonight. O'Neill again, Ellis. Smith tries the kick, it hits Croft, not played out, and so when Leeds drop on it, they are given the gift of possession back.
Geez, not sure about that. Midway through the set, good field position. Harry Smith tempted into a kick. And I think an easy turnover. Riley Lum able to clear Leeds' lines now.
We get to the age-old philosophical question at this time of the year, don't we? Is it good for teams to have a week off next week, or would you rather just continue your momentum, hopefully all the way to Old Trafford? And as a wise man once said, we'll tell you the answer when we see who wins the grand final. That will be the best route. This is McDonald. O'Connor jogging up to dummy half, but they're on the last here, and they've got to try and conjure a bit of position. It's a little awkward. Hankinson eventually not the intended kicker, but he does get it at least high. But Marshall is able to put Wigan back in a more advantageous position maybe than they would have hoped for.
Yeah, it stems from the kick pressure that Wigan are able to apply. You know, it's really ruining the end of set kick for the Leeds Rhinos. Bevan French on a little doubt, well dealt with though by Leeds.
Attritional at the moment. Miski. O'Neill. Little glance right, little glance left. That's the way he goes. Ellis, Smith and Walters. He, of course, travelled the other way. Sam Walters, once on Leeds' books for 4 or 5 years. French stepping away from the would-be tackle and puts the kick in. And there's the chase from Kieran. And Kieran has support on the inside, but he loops it into no man's land. And it's O'Connor who comes up with it for Leeds again.
Well, warning shots fired for the Leeds Rhinos. The first bit of magic from Bevan French. Just a movement on the pass. Well, Wigan, they don't cover themselves in glory there because they've conceded a penalty. The kick put Adam Kieran into some space, but it was the work that Bevan French did to put himself in space. Skinned Callum Watkins on the outside. And it all ends with Leeds once again with an easy leg up out of their own territory.
So Leeds looking to settle. Big time of year, of course. The men looking towards Old Trafford, but the women also of both these clubs still have grand finals in their mind as well. And Wigan against Leeds is the semi-final on Sunday, the second semi-final. Saints against York a little earlier as well. That is going to be a feast of action on Sunday. Really well-balanced semi-finals to look ahead to. Leeds keeping it alive, but Croft can't keep it hold. And Wigan have it back. There's been a few mistakes so far in this game.
Yeah, just didn't sit up for him, did it? McDonald able to get the offload away, but sometimes that's contagious, isn't it? It's just thinking, well, if one person's got an offload, we need to continue that process. Croft can't take possession. Wigan midfield already.
It's the time of year when handling does get tested, isn't it? When mists hang heavy and rains begin to fall. But it's a dry, clear night here so far. Ellis, French, and Farrell bringing it on an angle. A lot of area to cover. Brad O'Neill, he couldn't get there, but he will be here now for what is the final play of Wigan's set. French, another little weighted kick that bounces awkwardly, but Hankinson picks it up and returns and loses it, and French was involved. So Leeds get it because Bevan French pulling it out.
You know, Chris Hankinson was asking the question. Well, that's been answered in the negative. Just one person involved in the tackle, and now Leeds have been given a penalty.
I think a word out of place is the polite way to put it.
Yeah, there we go. There's a signal from Chris Kendall. Bit of back chat.
The referee will not put up with that. It's something that hasn't changed in rugby league forever. And Leeds tap and go with Watkins. So coming up to 14 minutes played, no score in this game so far. It's a good carry.
He's got better.
Jenkins.
He's got better and better as the season's gone on as well, hasn't he? The former Maitland picker.
O'Connor, the ball has lost its way to where it was meant to go. French picks it up, but I think he did get a touch on that. And so Leeds will get head and feet at the scrum here.
You know, the errors are mounting up for the Leeds Rhinos. And that's the third now in possession. Just, you know, Brad Arthur will be incredibly pleased with the start that his team's made. They've just been a bit fast and loose. They do get possession from this.
Does he look pleased? Keeps his emotions private, doesn't he? Salford-Wakefield is one of the other games tonight. We talked about the emotion of that match, but it's Nathan Connell who's got a second try for Salford. Look at that, a pick up and off they go. And Max Jowett is off for an HIA in that game as well. And Connell, the scorer. There'll be some Salford fans who suffered this season who will be delighted with what they're watching so far tonight.
Well, the HIA will be a concern as well. And they've got a huge game next week and facing down the barrel at the moment at the Red Devils. Morgan Gannon, meanwhile, he didn't look great, did he?
No.
In contact. He's off for an HIA. And we know he's had issues. He spent an extended period out the game, and he's kind of hit off the ball there by Adam Kieran.
Well, is that... It's a straightforward interchange, isn't it? I don't think it is an HIA. I think it's a shot to the ribs that has led to him coming off here. And they'll have a look at that. Bentley coming on. Talk about Max Jowett missing. They've got a Josh Rourke ready to come in, and I'd say he's a decent player as well, isn't he, the Wakefield fullback? Meantime, Leeds in position here, 0-0. No real threat of a score, really, from either side. Palacio with a push. Connor lining up again. Aletsky just carting it forward.
Well, Liam Byrne went hunting there as well, didn't he? And another mistake from the Rhinos, just trying to play it too quickly. Mikolaj Aletsky. So again, error number 4 for the Leeds Rhinos inside 15 minutes.
Just confirmation, by the way, from the touchline. Gannon was not an HIA.
Right.
It is the rib injury, as we suggested.
Okay, straightforward sub, right.
This is Marshall. Kind of a relaxed atmosphere around the stadium, isn't there, at the moment? If they meet again at some point on the trail to Old Trafford, or indeed at Old Trafford, I think it'll be a little more intense than it is at the moment. But Wigan looking to pick up the pieces here, pick up the momentum, get a little quickness into their play, and O'Neill doing a decent job. So Ellis strides in, and Byrne again striding forward. Last play for Wigan. Still a long way out, so Smith's kick is put high to put a little bit of pressure on, but Lum will take it safely enough and does, again, a decent job of just bursting that first time.
Yeah, tidy little player, Riley Lum. He had a great start to the season, as you said. You know, was rotated out after 9 or 10 rounds. He was the leading try scorer for the Rhinos at that time as well.
11 tries at that point. I don't think he's added any since, because he's hardly played since. But O'Connor, as Leeds try to work their way out of this end of the field. Callum Watkins showing some athleticism there as he carts it forward. Ledsky.
Don't go early, timing. Go 5.
Croft inside his 40. I think that's going to be academic, because Marshall's in the right place to pluck it out of the sky and bring it back. It's a very decent Leeds line as well.
Yeah, it is.
Has lost it, and he's lost it. No, it's a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to get Callum Watkins for a late flop here. Easy to do against Liam Marshall. He's such a ball of energy, but it's just that second effort there to complete the tackle from Callum Watkins. Too much, says Chris Kendall. And the Wigan Warriors, well, they get to punt to touch and probably take 20 metres out of the Leeds Rhinos territory at the moment, which is a shame from a Rhinos perspective, because you're right, that kick chase and that line they presented was pretty impressive, pretty intimidating.
Plenty of discipline there. So, next week, week 1 of the playoffs. As the night began, this was the scenario, and so it remains. Lee against Wakefield and Leeds against St Helens. That is quite a pairing to look forward to as well. Wakefield will have no fears of going to Lee. They've beaten them heavily there once, but of course Lee got some justice back, they would say, by winning in the Challenge Cup just a short time later. And Leeds against St Helens will lick your lips, because that is going to be a cracker if that's the way it plays. Another set of 6 here for Wigan, as Ellis just dragging his big body forward and trying to get his team closer to where they want to be. O'Neill delivers. Smith back on the inside. Havard fairly fresh to the picture. Just scrambling another yard or two, that is all. But Wigan are poised here, decent position. Leeds are going to have to be on their mettle as Ellis goes back, angled run into a posse of defenders.
Well, they've opened the field up here, Wigan. They're going to go right. Here's the shot.
O'Neill goes at Smith, further wide. French again, little double pump for him, pops it over the top. Miskey comes running back, offloads back to Field. Here comes French again, back to where it started. Now it's Field again, and Field just mesmerising defenders ahead of him, turning on the pace. But ankles tapped and down he goes. 2 plays to go. O'Neill. Smith. French. Quick hands. Miskey's given the invitation. Has a look and decides to go. And Abbas Miskey, the opening try of the night. It has taken very nearly a quarter of the game, but Wigan have the lead by 4 points to 0.
And it's just a flash of brilliance from Bevan French. Just a catch and a pass. They tried it to play before. Abbas Miskey, he knows where to hold, and that's his near the touchline. Take a look at the catch and pass from Bevan French. Skims Simpson on the outside. And then Miskey in at the corner. It's beautiful hands. It's beautiful hands from Bevan French. And it just squares up, entices Callum Watkins in, and then cuts out Adam Kieran to find Abbas Miskey and open the scoring for the Wigan Warriors. And Bevan French, sorry Dave, in that is try assist number 22 for the season. Now in any other season that would be impressive, but Lachlan Lamb's been going double that rate over in Leeds.
Talking about personal tallies, by the way, I think Lee might have extended their lead in their game, and I think a certain Josh Charnley might have scored as well. And no Ryan Hall here tonight. I think there's still about 8-9 tries between them, but Josh Charnley just closing that gap a little. That'll be fascinating next year, watching those two again.
Well, he's got a free hit, hasn't he, this evening? He can try and close that gap. He'll fancy himself one or more this evening.
So Kieran, interesting to see that he's back with the kicking duties. He's had a knee issue, has Adam Kieran, in recent weeks. We saw a game about 3 or 4 weeks ago when he took the first conversion attempt, but then left it over to Harry Smith to take over the duties. And Smith has been kicking since, apart from last week when Farriman took over because Smith wasn't playing. But that will give some confidence back to the Wigan side that he feels himself capable of taking goal kicks here, Adam Kieran.
Yeah, and he's a sharpshooter as well. Really high conversion rate this season. Difficult one for him, this.
Well, that is why they want him kicking. That is delightful from the touchline. Smiling inside, if not out. Wigan lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, 2 yards in from the touchline, no problem for Kieran. That is a brilliant pass from Bevan French. He's got no time. Callum Watkins up in his face. Abbas Miski, who's himself spent some time out this season, back in the groove and back on the score sheet for the Warriors.
Well, there's the try we were mentioning a short time ago, Josh Charlie. I think that takes him to 255 at tries on the all-time Super League list. So he is 9 behind Ryan Hall, who's on 264. As we mentioned, that chase goes on, that race goes on, and Lee looking very comfortable to make absolutely sure of third spot tonight as it stands at the moment as well. 8-0.
Josh Chat is ridiculous, you know, given that tally. He spent a year out, didn't he, in rugby union with Sale. Makes it all the more impressive.
Ryan Hall a year or two out with Sydney Roosters as well. So they both had breaks from, so they could be near 300, couldn't they, if they'd stayed at it. This is Havard over the halfway line, but only by an inch or two. Last play here. Smith, Walters, all inside. Field saw the gap, but he also saw the shoulder of McDonald coming his way, and I think that caught his attention too much.
And why wouldn't it as well? Look at the size of the man. Jay Field, we told you, he's a whip fast, but he's just taken his eye off the ball and seen the rather imposing frame of James McDonald stood in his way. Not able to secure possession, turnover, Leeds ball.
When the pass was delivered, there was a space there. By the time he almost caught it, there was just a shadow, a looming shadow. Simpson, Max Simpson. As Leeds look to build inside their opponent's half. So there's the latest scores elsewhere tonight. The key one, of course, from the table's point of view, is Lee 8, Huddersfield 0. And news, by the way, that Wakefield's Max Jowett has failed that HIA, so stand by Josh Rourke, because he will be missing Will Jowett from next week's first playoff game. Likely to be at Lee. Croft's kick, hanging, Kieran's catch, in mid-air. Wigan players complaining about tackle in the air, but a straightforward nah from the referee.
Yeah, easily dealt with by Adam Kieran. Miski now trying to improve the position, and Junior Nsemba into the fray.
Well, that's a popular interchange, isn't it? The fact that Nsemba's on the field. He's a player whose form seems to have been returning in recent weeks as well. Walters. O'Neill out of dummy half. It's French again now. Quick hands, and Farrell shuffling it on the way. And Kieran standing there. And French is there in support. With a pass back on the inside. Try provider for the first. Try scorer for the second. Wigan with a comfortable looking lead right now. 10 points to 0.
And it just looked a little too easy, didn't it, that time for the Warriors? Just a short side play. Brad O'Neill, I think, was really smart out of dummy half. Just that dart short side, French catching, and really interesting Jack Sinfield into space for Kieran, back on the inside for French, underneath the sticks. And take a look at Brad O'Neill from dummy. Just this little bit of trickery from dummy half. Just ruins Bentley, sucks in Watkins. He can't do anything now. He's a passenger in this play. And that's where the defensive line collapses inwards. And the Wigan Warriors, in the shape of Bevan French, double their lead, or they will do when Kieran bobs this over.
I wonder if Sheffield will say, give me the ball, mate, because I could do with a try, because he's in that race as well at the Super League try scorer of the year. One behind Lewis Martin at the moment. But get the job done. And there he is, Sir Billy Boston. We're proud to call him now, of course. They've already renamed
Listen to the
stand,
crowd.
Sir Billy Baston stand. And yes, listen to that. Great to see. Listen. You're on the telly, Billy. That's me. That is you.
Awesome. How good is that? Listen to the crowd.
Well, last time we put him up on the big screen and he got that wonderful cheer. He was knighted just a few weeks later. Maybe he's on his way to a lordship now. Wonderful, wonderful. While we're talking about knighthoods, how long before Neil Fox becomes Sir Neil Fox as well, talking about legends of the game? Anyway, that's for another day. Kieran in front of the sticks. Should be a simple task to make this 12 points to nil, and it is. And Wigan are doing what they need to do, leading by 12 points to nil.
Yeah, really well constructed try. Just that subtle movement from dummy half really undoes that left edge. Kieran into the backfield, and who else but Bevan French, well, in second gear by the looks of that, underneath the sticks. And he's celebrating. I think he probably just realised who was on his shoulder there. And look, make no mistake about it, that'll be a conversation that has been gone on this week. Jay Field, for those who don't know, needs one try to draw level with Lewis Martin after his exploits last night at the top of the try scorers list, which is the curtain comes down on after round 27.
This weekend, Lewis Martin 25, Jay Field on 24.
For now.
Heartbreakingly for Lewis Martin last night, it came in a losing course, which ended their playoff hopes. This is Walters for Wigan. O'Neill. Ellis is thumping it in and getting a thumping response from those Leeds defenders. O'Neill dodging right again, and French just shaping to kick here and leaving four of them in his way. There you go, he says to Jay Field. Now try and see what you can do. I'll tell you what, he's doing his best. And he's lost the ball. Lost the ball under pressure from Jack Sinfield.
Well, that was a genuine one-on-one wrestle, wasn't it? As he's pulled away. Yeah, ball just dislodged. Ball carries responsibility there to keep possession. No rip from Sinfield. And that's classed as a knock-on and a let-off for Leeds.
So Will Tate has scored a second try for Castleford. St Helens are going nowhere in terms of the league position, but they would not want to suffer the indignity of a defeat to Cass ahead of next week. They, St Helens, likely to be playing Leeds in the playoffs next week. And they have beaten Leeds 3 times out of 4, so there's a lot of pepper being sprinkled on that game as well. O'Connor. Palacio helps it on its way, and Sinfield with a half break.
Oh, smart from Sinfield, well read, well managed by Farrell.
Liam Farrell would have tackled Jack's dad a time or two down the years. Time to take on his son. And Leeds are progressing well at the moment. Gannon's looking like he could be okay to come back. This is Palacio. Offload. O'Connor. Second look. And a step. Little push on Farrell, but he ain't letting go. And Leeds with plenty of plays to go. And not too far away. It's going to be Jenkins who puts the head down and tries to burst. O'Connor. Spinning it wide. Sinfield again looking to try and provide a try scoring opportunity, but instead Miski sweeping it up.
Oh, and again, a kick mid-set, third tackle this time from Leeds. And the Wigan Warriors, I'll tell you what, Leeds get themselves into position really well, don't they? Some of the carries from Cooper Jenkins have been top-notch. They're just not doing much when in position. I think they're missing this man's kicking game as well.
Yeah, Jake Connor with a rib injury, which is why he's ruled out tonight. Brad Arthur insisting that those players who are not playing are not being rested. It's because of niggling injuries. Ryan Hall's another of those. Wigan, 5 gone. Pick up by Smith. Oh, look at the height on that. And Hankinson. Oh, and he puts on, and December. Well, Hankinson will... The nightmare of the ball that disappeared amongst the stars momentarily, and then he's seeing stars as December comes crashing in.
Well, that's what you get for being non-committal on a catch. He had a tight spiral on that from Harry Smith, dropped out the air, and just as he takes possession, look at the two bodies rattle, but December's injured there.
Yeah. And he's back in the defensive line, but he's not looking great at the moment, Junior December. There's no treatment coming on from the sidelines.
No, maybe just winded. It was a hefty challenge, wasn't it?
Here's Holroyd. Last play for Leeds again. They'll finish the set inside the half with a kick. Sinfield. Field. Backing, tracking, and now comes forward. Again, it's a good, disciplined, honest Leeds line that meets him. Smith. Here's Marshall. And St Helens, by the way, who'd gone behind against Castleford. Pulled level. And it's all square Salford Wakefield as well. Kyle Felt, the latest Saints scorer, by the way. 9 minutes to half-time here. Ellis. Holding up and down he goes. Last play for Wigan this time, so Leeds have done a job in resisting their advancement. French kick that spins. It's not a 40-20 because he's outside the 40. You could probably hear the referee saying that, but it's still a very good kick because Hankinson again has got it all to do here with Wigan players scurrying after him.
Right, it's a great kick, and it's a great chase as well from Wigan. And they're tightening up that defensive line. These will be tough carries now for the Wigan back line.
Play 3, there are still 4 Leeds defenders who are not back behind the play the ball. It's taking some juice out of them. But you can see there's a problem there.
Yeah, he's been opened up as Brad O'Neill. It was in, I think, the attempted tackle on Max Simpson, wasn't it? Clearly got his head in the wrong place. So a pause in proceedings while the hooker gets treated. And Matt Peat looks on. He's got a ready-made replacement should he need to leave the field in Cruz Lehman, of course.
By the way, just while we have a little pause here, good luck to the epic 50 walkers who set off from the centre of Wigan today, walking 50 kilometres in the next 2 days, carrying the shirt bearing the name of Terry Newton. And it's all part of the Month of Hope, which is a suicide prevention charity. So good luck to them. Yeah,
good on them. Meanwhile, Brad O'Neill, well, that is a head injury assessment, and not just...
Do you reckon? It's not the ankle then.
not just the superficially. He's going off under head injury protocol, so not only will he need to get stitched up, he'll need to pass a test as well. Yeah, it's just a clash of heads, a bit of friendly fire from Adam Kieran, isn't it?
But as he comes off, Cruz Lehman comes on. Huddersfield Giants have had a dreadful season, of course, beset by injury, but young Jagger here on debut with a thrilling finish in the corner. And 8-4 the lead for Lee, but a kick to come in that game.
Geez, you remember that one. What a way to announce yourself.
Move like Jagger, I think, would be the cliche that they'll be trotting out down the years if he carries on in that style. Here's O'Connor slinging it back, and out of the way gets Croft and gets the kick, but Field again with all the time in the world and necking it up as he moves it back towards the halfway line. Oh, he's found a gap as well. Oh, palpitations amongst those Leeds defenders.
Danger when he gets hold of that ball in some space, boy.
Farrell. Smith. Kick miss, by the way, after that Jagger try, so Lee 8, Huddersfield 4, it remains. Leeming. Smith looking to direct. French looking to create. Kieran tried to step, but lost his footing. French. Leeds working hard in the middle of the field. Leaning's there at dummy half. French out there as well. Over the top to Miski, and a kick as well. But he can't keep it under control, so Leeds have a chance for a quick tap here.
Yeah, it's well left as well by Hankinson.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
he tapped it on the 15. Can't do that, Chris. There are rules, you know. I'll just pick a random place on the field and take the tap.
Surrender! 0. Stand!
6 to go from here for Leeds. 6 minutes of the half remaining.
Movement! Watch your timing, please. Watch your timing. Wait. Two. Move!
What do both teams take out of this so far, would you say, John Wells? I mean, Leeds in particular. So far.
Well, I think Leeds will be happy with what they're doing in possession in midfield. I think they've lacked a little bit of polish, haven't they, at the right end, and now they've given away a penalty. Waiting to see what the referee's indication is here. It's Tom Holroyd who's the penalised player.
Well, there's a concern here for Leeds because it's given Wigan prime up position again. 6 plays to go. Waddle will take the tap. Smith to Ellis. Walters, Havard. Leaning. French again over on that right-hand side. There's always a potential of something happening. Kieran gets it away. French instinctively dashed in behind him to take the pass, and Farrell will take it on. Gathered in, roped up, pulled down. Leaning. Dashes right. He fancies a solo. Quickly played. Back to French again. Smith. There's a bit of depth here for Field, who's going hunting. You rather feel he's got that try-scoring title on his mind here tonight. Smith. Ellis. Just a big one back to Field again. He's off again. I'm not passing. Now he will. Smith. Kick for French to chase after. Leeds have got a job to do, and Callum Watkins does it. Just funnels it behind that dead ball line.
Yeah, a really important set of defence for the Leeds Rhinos, and they've got another one coming up. 4 minutes before half-time. 12-0 you can cope with. I think 18-0 at half-time. With as misfiring as Leeds have been in really good attacking positions, I think that may be beyond them. 12-0, I think that's doable. There's a turnaround position for Leeds in the second half, but they've got another really important minute coming up.
Wigan will throw plenty at them here. Leeds looking to hang on. We said a lot of changes for them tonight, but certainly down the middle of the park, this is a fairly robust and senior-looking pack that they put out, so a bit of pride on display here ahead of the playoffs. Leaning. Ellis waits on the inside and collects it now and puts it back to French, and Miski comes hunting in from that right wing, trying to shoulder his way past a couple of defenders, giving his side an excellent position again here. Leaning's off, but not for long. Havard will bend the back, inges down. Smith to French. Watkins came at him quickly. French twists away and throws another defender off, and then puts a kick in, which is misjudged. Totally misjudged. Tap back on the 20 for Leeds.
Yep, first misstep from Bevan French. Managed to wrestle free the tackle of Callum Watkins, but I think Watkins had done enough. And so Leeds survive another examination of their line.
Riley Lomot with the initial carry. Newman with the next. Max Simpson. We've told his story before, but incredibly good to see him back after the 3 years out that he's had with all his injury problems. Palacia almost to the halfway line. O'Connor now. You can see what's happening elsewhere. They're tight, aren't they? They're all tight. Croft goes flying off, and suddenly there's a galloping route through here, and support from Sinfield.
It's a great tackle. It's a try saving from Harry Smith.
Hankinson, Croft, over the top, would have been a try-scoring delivery. The two players on the outside with their arms stretched out wide, but they went short. And McDonald was stopped. The kick now is interesting.
Oh, great take. It's a brilliant take from Bevan French to put a full stop to that attack. I'll tell you what, Bevan French has tied it up, but Harry Smith came up with an absolute try-saver, stonewall try-saver. Take a look at where he comes. Oh, this is the catch from Bevan French, up and above.
And a penalty here for Wigan.
Yeah, this is the penalty, just too much laying on. And take a look at the cover tackle from Harry Smith, far right of his screen, number 7. Look at him click into gear. Look at the ground he covers. And look at him scythe down Sinfield. What a brilliant effort.
Jack Sinfield celebrates his 21st birthday on Sunday, by the way. That would have been a nice way for the celebrations to begin early, wouldn't they?
Well, instead he got smashed in the ribs, didn't he?
Yeah. Happy birthday,
It's a very
Jack.
different type of present, Dave.
Walters. Oh, Walters! Offering it back. Smith with a kick again. Lum should have this covered, but in collecting his stepped out of play. It matters not, because the hooter sounds with that final piece of action. Leeds came into the game knowing they had to win if they've got any hope of finishing third. Well, they aren't winning at the moment. Wigan in control. Bevan French, his magical touch all over that opening 40 minutes. And Wigan lead by 12 points to nil.
Miners who trail by 12 points. Over to you, Dave Woods.
Thank you, Jenna. Very much a night of shadow boxing here, isn't it, really, so far? No knockout blows need to be landed from either side. It's a case of playing yourself into form ahead of bigger things to come. But this is still a fixture to relish, isn't it? Wigan against Leeds. Still hope for plenty more in terms of entertainment in the second half.
Yeah, it always is. Two heavyweights of the game. I will say this. Leeds don't need to score in the next 5 minutes, the next 10 minutes, but I do feel they need to be the next to score. I think if they want to come out of this with real momentum going into next week's eliminators, they need to be first on the score sheet in this second half.
Farrell. And as it stands, Wigan cannot meet Leeds again in the playoffs unless it is a grand final. That's a decent kick in an attempt of a 40-20, but a long distance to cover, and Hankinson, well, nowhere to go.
And that's exactly what Sam was talking about at half-time. Harry Smith finding the space. You know, I think the ball had bounced 2 or 3 times before Hankinson got possession. Look where they are now, labouring, still inside their 20.
Work to do for this Leeds side as they point the compass in the direction of where their fans are sitting here tonight, looking on, hoping for something to cheer at that end. Newman with the carry, Wigan smothering him again. And O'Connor ready and waiting to deliver. Brad O'Neill's passed his HIA, as you can see. He's back on the field. Encouraging from Wigan's point of view. This is Sinfield, who's dodging away from Walters to get that kick away, but Miski catches it on the full, and he can put himself in forward gear immediately and rushes back and up to the 30.
It's been a real consistent theme, hasn't it, for the Wigan Warriors? That last tackle, kick pressure, I think has been really good.
Oh, Liam Marshall there for a moment, looking as though he was trying to create something. 4 tries in his last 4 games. Each of the last 4 games against Leeds, Liam Marshall has scored, so it's a run he'll be hoping to continue here tonight. Not had too many opportunities so far on that left-hand side. Ellis drops it away. Havard takes it on. Leeds defenders springing into action. O'Neill again. Masemba. Not really in full stride and full tilt when he hits that line. So a wrestle will deal with him, and one play to go for Wigan. Still a good distance out, Harry Smith. Well, that ball is spinning end over end, which makes it very difficult. Kieran got in the face of the defenders to get it away, and Bevan French takes off for the win. And when Bevan French is in the mood, he'll take some stopping. They'll have a look at the build-up to that. Nothing wrong with the way it was finished, but how did it start?
With a live call of try. Just checking onside, offside, make sure there's no knock-on, please.
OK, on field, this is a try. We're first starting with onside, offside. You can confirm chases to the right at onside. Happy to play on from this point. So we're looking at the contest now. So we can see Kieran is chasing the ball. Something close on that, please. So both players have eyes on the ball. Eyes on the ball. It's a fair contest. We can see that that goes back at that point. Goes back off Adam Kieran's hand. That goes backwards. Let's play on from this point, please. You can see the ball's collected. Let's run it through to the grounding now. French is in possession. Still in possession. And the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
That took some scoring, didn't it, from Bevan French? The lateral movement. Confirmation to come. What everybody in the ground knows. The try is confirmed. Bevan French is second of the night.
Yeah, look, it's outstanding finish from Bevan French, and we know about his raw pace. So winning a tight spot, he can always outpace people. But I tell you what, this is why he scores so many tries. Left-hand side of your screen, watch his movement now. He's heading out, he's leaving the line, and he's making his way into the catching zone. That's why he ends up with the ball in his hands at the crucial moments. It's just those, when everybody else has switched off for a second, he makes the movements, he anticipates where the potential opportunities are going to be. And Harry Smith lofts a ball not taken by Leeds, and there he is, right place, right time, and the pace to get into the corner.
Well, Brad Arthur was once his coach, wasn't he, at Parramatta? The Leeds coach. I bet he wish he had him on his side now. The two for the night for Bevan French against his former head coach. And Wigan with an important 16-0 lead, and possibly two more to come here. Adam Kieran from the touchline. Certainly within the realms of possibility with his kicking abilities. He started it off looking well. It finishes looking well. 3 out of 3 for him tonight. 18 points to 0 for Wigan.
Well, it's never in doubt, was it? From the moment he left his boot, absolutely nailed it. Converts Bevan French's try. And take a look from the corner camera. Ball goes up. I think pretty non-committal here from the Leeds Rhinos. Nobody gets up, claims, dominates that ball, and it falls into the lap of Bevan French, who, as he said, have done a fair bit of work, anticipatory work, off the ball to put himself in the right area of the field. And he capitalises, his second of the night.
He is quite literally a generational talent, isn't he, Bevan French? So many aspects of his game to admire. Mega, looking for the impact. He usually causes problems, and immediately making meters after contact. December. Looking to get that away, and it does. And O'Neill takes it on, and now it's Walters who tries to reach through that line. Farrell. We can have news of scores elsewhere as well in just a second, and tries from elsewhere as Walters goes carrying again. One play to go here, though, so full focus on what's happening before us as Smith, left-footed, hoists it high again, and Hankinson finds that Kieran's winning it, and it's an offload from French, still alive. Oof. Leeds drop on with relief. Jake Bibby's scored a try for Huddersfield. As we've said, it's been a bit of a nightmare season, and they have kicked the goal. They lead there, Huddersfield, by 10 points to 8 at Leeds, so just gives Leeds possibilities.
Well, they're going to have to go some.
Well, I was going to say, it's a big if, isn't it? Because they've got to turn it round here.
And Wigan look like they're just going through the gears now. Rhinos again labouring, wrong end of the field.
I think after all the drama and the tension and the suspension of last night, I think we were owed a night of relative comfort.
Again, kick pressure.
Yeah. It's going to be Miski who pops himself in the way of it, and that kick pressure directly leads to this position for Wigan back again.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, coaches are big on this sort of stuff, and that's why, because little efforts that very often go unnoticed are really richly rewarded. Put your team in a great position.
Brad O'Neill. Mago launching himself into the situation. O'Neill quickly up there, assessing the options. Whose voice shouts loudest? Wanting the ball, it's Smith. Walters sized up, chopped down. Smith again back on for Havard. Havard flicks it back to Smith, and Smith decides that Field is making movements on that left-hand side, so give him a go. The pass is brilliant. Wardle will score. Jake Wardle sliding over. Wigan on easy street now. They are making it look easy. 22 now.
No, Jay Field, just something out of nothing. He does a conjuring trick for Jake Wardle. Play going nowhere, and you give it to a man who's just, well, I mean, he's a yard quicker than most of the people on the field, but quicker between the ears as well. It's an offload from Ethan Havard, back to Harry Smith. He sees Field tracking from right to left, and that's a peach of a pass. It's a lovely pass. It's a great line from Wardle. This angle will show it really well. Again, play going nowhere. Harry Smith, he spots it out the corner of his eye. Field skips across one, fires a ball across another. That's a great line from Wardle, and he picks up a try of his own. And it's been a pretty impressive start to the second half, hasn't it, for the Wigan Warriors. And Jay Field, well, we talked about how he wanted to be on the try-scoring list. That's the next best thing, putting your mate through a gap, and another score for the Warriors.
The double HW moves change for the Wigan Warriors, replacing number 9 Brad O'Neill and number 8 Ethan Havard. Number 17.
I think that lead for Huddersfield was short-lived. I think we'll be getting news of a lead try in just a second. Bailey Hodgson has got one back for them. Kieran again from the touchline. Well, he's getting good kicking practice here tonight, isn't he?
Well, he's nailed them from all over, hasn't he? Hasn't looked like missing. Giving him the big build-up, Dave.
Well, never mind me. What about artificial intelligence? Success probability 60%.
Well, it's the wrong side for him, but he's as we said before, he's a consummate goal kicker.
He's got a bit of catching up to do on Jack Farriman, who was incredible last week with his goal. What was it, 9 out of 11, I think, for Jack last week, and his first 9 of the season, all on that same night. Adam Kieran, just a study of concentration as he rocks and rolls and strikes, and yep, we gave him the build-up. He was bound to miss. 3 out of 4. 22 points to nil. What's happening at the Leeds Sports Village? Well, this happened just a few moments ago. Bailey Hodgson with a try that puts them back in front. Very much in charge of their own destiny, Lee, ahead of the playoffs. And those the latest scores. So there aren't going to be too many seismic shifts here tonight. The way it started looks like it's going to be the way it finished in terms of that top 6. Leeming. May go again. Leeds need to do what here now, John Wells?
Well, they've got to do something to disrupt the status quo. Not that. December very nearly piles through, but there's an offence And the referee's picked something up here. Well, we know Nsemba's good, but is he that good?
Obstruction
Yeah,
is
it's
what
not.
they
Yeah, it's Liam Byrne.
give it here. Yeah.
It's gone through, and then Nsemba takes advantage of the disruption caused. So an opportunity now for Leeds. Right, what do Leeds need to do? Very simply, Dave, they need to come away from this visit with points.
30 minutes to go. Led in the first instance by James McDonnell. Very close by the time that effort finished as well, isn't it? Croft. Again, they're just trying to bully their way into position here. Holroyd hopping off the left leg. O'Connor. Another set of 6 here for Leeds. That'll encourage them. They can take their time, they can be a little more patient. Hankinson's impatient, he wants to strike right now, but Farrell gets across and drags a former teammate by the hips down to the ground. O'Connor back to Lissoni, who was almost in drop goal position there, wasn't he? Sal Lissoni. Little deep. Croft. Angled effort coming from that right-hand side, but going no further. Newman delivers, O'Connor passes, and Sinfield drops. And Wigan cheaply get it back again.
Yeah, another anti-climax for the Rhinos in front of the home fans as well. Sizable travelling contingent. It wasn't a particularly special attempt at either a pass or a catch from O'Connor or Sinfield and Jake Conway. You see his reaction then. They're sorely missing him, aren't they?
Kieran. Just having a look for an offload. Has to go down with the ball. Mago. Smith. And again, they're looking to create a bit of width here, and Marshall. Too much room on the outside, so cuts back. December again. Travelling at an angle. Upended and put down by Bentley. Smith on the halfway line. Oh, again, that is so high.
Good luck.
That is so high. And well done, Chris Hankinson, by the way. Because again, that was so high and such a slick spin on it as well.
I think that turned at the top of its arc as well. That's a really good take. Looked very simple, didn't it? Well, Chris Hankinson made it look very simple, but great take from the Leeds fullback.
Croft delivering. Aletsky charging. Yard by yard, they take it forward. They need a little more than that, though, Leeds, at the moment. They need some flash, they need some glamour. They need a breakthrough. In the middle of the park at the moment, Watkins, and the ball is delivered wide here, and suddenly Lum has got a little room, but that situation changes rapidly. Cruz Leeming's gone flying out of the line there, and Croft this time with a kick. The field as well to catch. Little hop and a skip, but no way forward.
Stand! Wait, go. Careful lingering here, boys. Patrick.
Walters as well.
Bruce, Jared. Wait, go to.
Tony Rodwell, who returned to the Wakefield lineup last week. Big return. And he has scored on his second game back. Just bullying his way over, so Wakefield leading by a distance in that one. And here, Wigan have made a mistake. Salford 12, Wakefield 24 to confirm.
Yeah, error at the play the ball. Liam Marshall this time. I think the Wigan Warriors are doing really well. No, it's just an incorrect play the ball. It's not Liam Marshall. My apologies. It's Cruz Leeming. Just incorrect play the ball.
Move, Sam! We need Bevan all the way. Great Cruz go.
O'Connor.
Yeah, high. Snaked high from Bevan French.
Takes a reach to get high on Holroyd as well, doesn't it?
All right, was Lehman, yeah.
Let's not slow up here, boys. Let's not slow up. to the tap. Go.
Bentley leading the line. Leeds back in position. 15 minutes of this second half played. Sinfield, and now it is taken on by Holroyd. O'Connor again. He's got Watkins on his inside. This is a slow play. The ball. Wigan's defensive line is nicely organised, and Aletsky just trying to get on the outside of Farrell. Has to work extra hard. The Wigan back rower. Bentley now crashes in, offloads. O'Connor keeps it alive. Croft, Watkins straightens and twists. And had it not been for the intervention there of Nasemba, that could have been try time. Instead, Leeds have to go again. Croft putting on the spin, putting on the speed. One to go in the set for Leeds. O'Connor. Sinfield with a kick towards the corner. It's up, it's tapped back, and Bentley gets the kick away, but Wigan have it back.
Yeah, kick not deep enough. Needed to be a genuine challenge in and around the try line. Leeds now flying in, trying to force something. Abbas Miski, that's a great carry. Really good clearing carry from the winger.
He's covered about 15 metres there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe not quite that much, but not far off.
Draws a round of applause from the crowd as well.
It's Farrell who's continued the momentum. Smith just behind the 40. Hankinson again has got a lot of ground to cover here. And when he gets there, he'll look up and see a chase that's just a little broken, but which does manage to stop him in his tracks. Sinfield.
Never comes off his hand. Never comes off his hand.
Here's Simpson.
Stand! Wait, Sam. Wait, Sam. Go. Surrender!
Lum helping out.
Stand!
Connor. Sinfield. Oh, and a miscommunication. Bevan French just saw an opportunity there. Leeds' point of view, luckily they do get it back again, but they have suffered the knock-on.
Just an error from Morgan Gannon. Again, it's on that change of angle. They haven't looked comfortable, haven't they, in possession, the Rhinos. The middle unit, I think, have done a really good job in general. And, again, referring back to what Brad Arthur said, in terms of consistency and the effort and physicality, well, you can put a tick next to that box. But in terms of polish and creativity and ruthlessness at the right end of the field, well, that's sadly lacking this evening.
Leaning off from the base of the scrum, and Wigan looking to reprise this attacking position. Mago. Again, he takes some slowing down. Luke Thompson's back on the field. This, though, is Byrne. They're back with a starting front two in Byrne and Thompson. Leeming once more. Smith switched left, then steps back towards the middle. And the kick is on for Kieran to chase. And it's a job on here for Simpson to deal with the danger and concede another drop.
Yeah, tied it up. Third tackle kick from Harry Smith. A good kick chase from Adam Kieran. They just keep the pressure on, don't they? Just cranking up the pressure little by little. And that's all that Simpson could do. Secure possession, take the ball dead.
By the way, when we finished here tonight with a match, well, we'll have a look at this first because it's a short dropout which Leeds are risking and have given it away, and Abbas Miski will catch. So I'll leave you on the edge of your seat there as to what we're doing after the end of this game, because Wigan looking to attack again, and Thompson full of fire and brimstone. Lehman. Mago's travelling with him, and Mago's going to have a go at that Leeds resolve. See how it's holding up. Well, not bad at the moment. Leeming again. It goes behind Smith. Nasemba lifted. Job done. Took three Leeds defenders, but it is job done. That's the most important part. Leeming again. Smith Well, it's not the best of passes, but it ends up in the hands of Bevan French, who kicks towards the corner, and Abbas Miski with a kind of bounce would have been in. There might still be a chance here. Jay Field. Well, that is only the 5th at play, so there's one to go still. French again. Where does he go this time? Oh, it's an interception, is it? Well, he was never going to win that, was he, James Bentley? And not only is he tackled, but Bevan French has it back again. Give him his own show on a Saturday night, Bevan French. He's got all the tricks, hasn't he?
Reeled him in, stole back possession, and then Wigan back on attack. Brilliant piece of play. Improv from Bevan French.
Leeming does score. Bevan have another go. Well, Liam Farrell will come angling back towards the middle of the park. Leeming. Byrne bustling in again. Still place to go. Tackles in the bag. Smith with a short one. Thompson's going for the muscular route. Leeds are hanging on. Bevan French dictating things on the right, but it goes towards the left. Smith with a kick. Up there and hanging. Marshall back to December. Caught by Field. Still the last play. Smith now finds a gap in which to kick, but finds only Sinfield, and Leeds can bring it clear.
Geez, and they breathe a sigh of relief, don't they, the Leeds Rhinos? Because that was an all-out assault for the last 60 seconds. They had to scramble really well. Now they're getting shortened up in defence as well.
Oh, by the way, what is coming next, and I know you'll be on the edge of your seat, but once we finish here, John Wilkins, Sam Tompkins at the end, along with Brian, will be looking at the teams, the clubs whose seasons have ended this weekend, who are not going into the playoffs, talking about their hopes and their concerns ahead of 2026. So if your side's not involved in the playoffs, it's very much worthwhile hanging on to see what those two think about what you could be looking forward to next year. Croft, still it goes. Newman's kick. Marshall's hoping it bounces out of play, and it does.
Yeah, it just ushers it over the sideline. He's not bothered. Harry Smith would have hoped for, Harry Newman would have hoped for that to have stayed in field. Yeah, the bounce just takes it harmlessly over the sideline.
Right, let's go back to the Lee Sports Village, shall we, to see what's been happening there. Lee, Brad Dwyer a scorer. I think Frankie Holden's got one there as well, but Lee very much in control in that game. 24 points to 10 at the score there. So Huddersfield, of course, we knew that before, they're going to be one of the sides whose season's finished tonight. And Lee warming up nicely for what should be a cracker next week. Don't forget, on Friday night next week, and it's looking pretty certain now, it will be Lee against Wakefield. What a way to start the playoffs. The newly promoted Wakefield, only the second club to make the top 6, having been promoted, and the first club were Leeds. So it's a bit of pedigree to be tested on both sides. That's a good kick, which Hankinson again. He's not going to forget his night at full-back, is he, Chris Hankinson?
No, he's got blisters on his feet. He's done that much running. And again, it's that second half kicking game from Harry Smith, tipped up by Sam Tompkins at half-time. And whether the message got into the dressing room, but Harry Smith certainly he's found loads of space and frequently as well.
Was Gunner with that last charge, and Leeds again labouring here, trying to escape the clutches of the team that just seems to be right in their faces all the time in the second half. Sinfield will get the kick away. This time of the year is, of course, synonymous with Sinfield and kicking. And back comes Jay Field.
So another set. And Jay Field is straddled across the halfway line to start Wigan setting possession. They've done that really well today. I think they've dealt admirably with the sparse amount of attacking rugby that Leeds have thrown at them. They've looked very comfortable defensively. And tonight's performance, whilst not perfect from the Warriors, should serve as a real warning as we move into playoff rugby.
News from St Helens is that Kyle Felt has gone off injured as well. St Helens will be up against Leeds next week on Saturday night. French hoisting it up there. Hankinson going, not me again. Kieran gets a hand on it. Leeds have it back. 14.5 minutes to play. Croft. Well, when he got that ball, there was just no room for him at all, was there?
No, Harry Smith's judging that really well as well. He's applying pressure from the outside, spooks a half-back, no quick pass available. He's had a great game. Really composed game of rugby from Harry Smith.
Hankinson happy to have the ball in his hands under his own terms. But Leeds again are running out of fuel and running out of tackles, and Croft behind the 40 has to kick it away and just comes back. It's like a metronome at the moment, isn't it? But swinging very much in Wigan's favour. When Leeds end a set, Wigan seem to be starting close to the halfway.
Yeah, it's been very, very consistent from the Wigan Warriors, and they've cut their errors out. We saw too many of in the first half. Look like a dangerous prospect, don't they? Miskey, French, quick hands into the hands of Farrell.
Farrell, the right winger. Leeming. Walters to Smith and Nasemba. That was brave stuff ahead of him, though, wasn't it? Brodie Croft got right in the way, more than just a speed bump. Leeming goes darting off again.
Well, Harry Smith's calling here. If Harry Smith gets the ball, expect a kick back across. Here it comes.
Smith putting it high. Bevan French is travelling well. Hankinson, oh, that's taken well by the stand-in fullback. And not only that, he's rolled away and gathered an extra few yards as well.
Yeah, he has done. He's done really well under the high balls. It's the positioning that's leaving him. His naivety in terms of positioning that's leaving him with plenty of ground to cover. Accomplished here. Good high take under pressure, but Wigan Warriors now just starting to scheme a little bit and looking like they're enjoying themselves towards the back end of this game.
And Leeds just simply can't get out of this end of the field. That's their problem. Just need to find a bit of give in this Wigan defence if they can, or create a bit of give in this Wigan defence. Croft, who wants it? Shorrocks will take it.
Well, they're at the stage of the game now, Dave, where they've just got to start taking chances. I mean, it's not, they've essentially had 5 drives here for a kick. Down 22-0, 10 minutes left on the clock. You've got to start chancing your arm.
Miskey with a catch again. This is again a decent Leeds line, and they have pushed Wigan a little back in this arm wrestle part of the game, haven't they? At least they've got Wigan starting deeper than they have for a while now.
Doesn't mean there's no threat, though, particularly when you start the set like that. Again, Marshall. Miskey, we saw a cracking run to start the set a couple of minutes ago. This time, Marshall waddling with a second carry.
Leeming has to march to get up there. Walters, Smith, Bevan French pushing off a couple of defenders. I think there were 2 efforts there by Gannon, and he got him on the 3rd. Smith. Walters. Trying to get the arms free again, but it's a good job done again from Brodie Croft. Terrier-like in that tackle, holding on. Smith. And Hankinson will be grateful of one that comes along the floor and flicks up into his hands.
Yeah, he's not had to...
Here they go, here they go, here they go.
Yeah, not had to run 50 metres and gassed himself getting to the ball, but he still ends up in a really familiar position. Wrong end of the field, tight into a sideline.
Those are the latest scores elsewhere. Wakefield extending the lead. Tom Johnstone is one of their latest scorers. I think that's at least a couple for him tonight. Lee, 24-16. Huddersfield putting up a decent show, aren't they, there? And Tom Burgess, I believe, has scored for Huddersfield. So a good couple of nights for the Burgess brothers, albeit in defeat. coach Sam last night would have been pleased with the way his team played. And little brother, if you can call him little brother, Tom, getting a try. This is McDonnell, and missing out a couple to give them an opportunity. Smith in control of that. Here's Marshall.
Well, it's going to be a very different Leeds Rhinos that you're going to see next week, isn't it? You've got some key men returning to the fold. And Brad Arthur will have the likes of Ryan Hall, of Jake Connor in particular, to come back in.
What does he learn about this performance, given that there's a lot of talent in the stands, but given that his forwards on the field, very close to full strength, so what's he learned from this performance?
I don't think he's learned anything he doesn't know already. Look, again, in terms of effort and grit, I think we've still seen that from Leeds. I think they've been cut apart by a surgical Wigan Warriors when they have taken their opportunities, and some brilliance from Bevan French. And I think, again, it's not a new lesson for him, but just how valuable Jake Connor is, or has become to this Leeds team.
That's a poor pass, which Miski picked. Oh, that's a forward pass, but it's allowed to carry on. Thompson gets up and plays it. Farrell now flicks it away. Field wants one, but he's not going to get it. Offside, penalty Wigan.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, well, that's not... That's in the next postcode. That's ridiculous.
If we had a competition for forward pass of the year, I think pass A to Thompson would be the winner. But anyway,
you wouldn't show anymore.
No.
Right, Wigan on the attack. Let's see if they've got anything else up their sleeve this evening.
Leaning, bounces right. French tries to get away, throws it over the top. Field unselfishly, and that is a forward pass. That is a forward pass.
Well, can we put those two side by side?
Pass B. This one. I think the Thompson one still wins.
It probably was forward.
And it was a forward pass, to be fair.
It was forward, but it wasn't forward, was it? So Miski denied then. Errant pass from Jay Field. You know, Matt Pete will be, I think he'll be happy with tonight's performance. I think, look, he'll never tell you this, but I think secretly getting through tonight's game without picking up any injuries, without any kind of major missteps.
7 minutes to go, John.
We've already used up the commentator's curse on Adam Kieran's kicking, so we can all relax.
Wigan's speed of line again remains exemplary. They might be winning at a canter, 22 points to 0. They might know exactly where they're going. Home semi-final in 2 weeks' time. But they are still keeping the intensity here. And Leeds still struggling to make the yards. If there is to be a rematch at some point on the trail to Old Trafford, and maybe Old Trafford itself, Wigan may be making a psychological blow here, but Sinfield has made the break, has support as well, and it is going to be a try. Yes, it is. What a night he's had. But he might have something to rejoice at the end of it here, Hankinson.
Liam, it's tackle 4. We have a live call of try. Just checking there's no obstruction. I've ruled that you don't use the gap adjacent to the block. And then into grounding, please.
Well, that's what we're looking for. Let's hear from the video referee, Liam Moore.
OK, the lab is in the try on field, just reviewing potential obstructions. So we can play on from this point, please. So we can, gets through the line. And we can see it isn't adjacent to the block anyway. Let's play on from this point, please. So we're going to go full speed on the grounding. His momentum always slides him over the line there. You can see there's no promotion. His momentum always takes him over the line. Finish on the grounding, please. Tackle isn't complete. Slides himself over the line. And the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
And the first try in Lee colours for Chris Hankinson.
Yeah, really well finished. And it's a consolation try, we know that. But well done, Jack Sinfield. You know, on the edges, he's gone straight through Junior and Sember, and then Hankinson showed great pace to loom up in support on the inside and score Leeds' first try. It's too little, too late. That was a really crafty piece of play by Sinfield, who's lining up to add the extra 2. And we'll see as he takes the line on, just drops the shoulder and then bursts through the attempted tackle of Nsemba. I thought for a second that the combination of Field and Marshall were going to reel Hankinson in, but momentum took him over.
Well, Leeds fans warming up for next week. Much more important game coming next week. And happy 21st birthday, Jack Sinfield, on Sunday. There are 2 points to celebrate and a try assist to celebrate.
Yeah, take a look at this. I mean, you know, it's a great lead line actually by Cooper Jenkins that's sucked Nsemba in. Sinfield into the backfield, and then Hankinson, who was just about running out of gas, but the line came just enough. Always moving, momentum takes him over. Sigh of relief, I think, more than anything else from Hankinson. Gets the try. It's been a busy evening for him. I think he's been excellent with the high ball, shown up and taken his try well. But it just goes to show how complex and aerobically demanding playing fullback is in the modern game. An awful lot of running by him.
That'll sting Wigan, no doubt. They the last 4 games, they've won the last 4 games. They've only conceded 16 points. Again, it's a fairly tight defence here tonight, but it's going to be 22 points now in 5 games. I suspect, as coaches do in the Super League, there'll be a Matty Peake quote about...
They'll be fuming about it,
Fuming about the try we conceded. Might concede more yet, because Leeds suddenly lifted by a huge block of noise that came from their supporters when that try was being scored. And remains as well. But it's a similar pattern that re-emerges here. Leeds struggling to get outside their half with ball in hand in their set.
Oh, cut down. Great shot.
It's one way of stopping him, isn't it?
Oh, the 2 biggest men on the field, Mago and Lissoni. Mago cut him in half.
Field with the arms. A little bit of a juggle, but he's okay. Leeds' defensive line again is up very well at this stage of the game, getting up very well. Marshall. Just a little ragged as he gets up.
Well, he's got through an awful lot of work. I mean, the 2 wingers, the 2 biggest meter makers for the Wigan Warriors, Marshall and Miski. You know, around 300 metres between them. Here comes Miski again. And I think it sets them up so well, doesn't it? And the powerful, strong, evasive runners.
Harry Smith again is outside the 40 when he lets fly with that, so there's no danger of losing possession here for Leeds. But again, they're going to have to start very deep inside their own half, aren't they?
Yeah, and once again, you know, calm, composed, end to a set from Harry Smith. You saw the meters flash up in the corner of your screen. You know, the top 5 all belong to a Wigan shirt, and the 2 Wigan wingers leading the way there.
Chris Hankinson wasn't even in the top 5 meter makers for Leeds before that try, and suddenly he's top of the league.
I'll guarantee you he's, in terms of meters, he's covered more than anybody else. Look, he's more with ball in hand, but I'll tell you, there's probably another 400 metres there that he's covered where he hasn't been in possession. Chasing Harry Smith's kicks, principally.
40-odd metres in one carry on that last try. This is Croft. Last 2 minutes of the game. And it is about getting through unscathed now, as John was saying, from both sides. Point of view. And a bit of that, Morgan Gannon. Sony looking to return fire with fire, but again he meets the equally bulky Mago. Sinfield with a dummy. Oh, delightful, absolutely delightful. But as he tries to deliver, it went forward. Yeah, Well, wasn't that a silky piece of skill?
Well, he did everything right, didn't he? Beautiful dummy, takes him past French. The ball's there. It's the first. He's just caught in two minds. Pull the trigger the first time, Jack. And just, once he's into the backfield, it's this now. He just needs to let the ball go. I think Kieran had already committed. And instead, he tried to fully commit the Wigan centre and just came undone. He's shown some really nice touches, hasn't he?
Penalty here for Wigan. Ball steal. And a little bit of fire in the middle as well. You know, it always tickles me that whenever there's a Yorkshire team playing and it breaks into a bit of a scuffle, you always get that chant of Yorkshire, Yorkshire. And there we had it again.
There's something in nothing, wasn't it? It's a tangle of players, I think, more than anything else. O'Connor and Marshall. And there's a potential ball steal, and that's what Marshall's claiming. But then Jared O'Connor's fully fixated on the player he's just taken to ground, and it's just a bit of a wrestle. And neither prepared to take a backward step.
Let's see what the referee has to say here, because there's a lot of chatter going on down there.
I don't know why we've come together again, boys. Separate. You take your men over there, and then I'll speak to you, Broder. Broder! Liam. Right. We've got a penalty for a ball, so we've got 40 seconds left. You've got a massive game next week. You've got a massive game in 2 weeks. We don't want players banned, do we? Yeah, so let's finish the game.
That's
all right? No,
great.
it's gone.
I love the conversations we hear from the referees. The sheer common sense, the adulthood amongst it all.
Common sense has got no place on a rugby field.
Oh, well, it has been one of those nights, hasn't it, in some regards. He won't be asleep in a couple of weeks' time, I can tell you that much. So into the last 30 seconds of the game. Cruz leaning at dummy half. Smith again. Over the top. Jay Field's opportunities for pulling level at the top of the try-scoring charts with Lewis Martin are beginning to run out, and that might just be the last of them, because this will be the last play the ball. Junior Asemba takes it in. The hooter sounds in the background. Leeds had a little to smile about right at the end, but it is Matty Peat and his team who are grinning the most. Wigan fans warming up for a big semi-final in a couple of weeks with a victory here against Leeds. Leeds might still have a little bit of work to do. They will be playing against St Helens in the first playoff game next Saturday night. That is going to be an absolute cracker. But as far as tonight is concerned, Wigan have won it by 22 points to 6.